Went to the wrong one. Peace, y'all. We get ready to get started. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to the Grio Lounge.
Always starts with a pet's biology to anticipate their
always do this.
I was making so much money with DoorDash. I wanted to earn money in my.
I am messing up big time. Hold on, guys. Give me a second because this is very sensitive. Theme music. Grio Lounge. Welcome to the Grio Lounge, y'all. Yep, we start. Hey. Hey. What up? Peace and blessings. Peace and power. We getting ready to get started. Y'all know I'm still new to this, so just hold on and y'all gotta bear with me because I'm still trying to work this. I don't have everything put together, but I'm working on it. So, welcome to the Grio Lounge. Today, we are going to we're gonna pick from the Grio hat, but we also gonna choose a topic that we kind of already been building on. Me and my co-host Dre Vybz in the house. Where you at, Dre Vybz? Okay, we waiting on Dre Vybz. He's running a little late. It's 7:05. Saturday, August the 31st. Is it the 31st or is it the 1st? Today, 31st. August 31st. And I'm mixing my drink right now. July. Where I get August from? Because my mama's birthday is August 31st. That's why.
How y'all doing? We got any no viewers here, but how y'all doing?
There go my co-host.
Because this is
He's trying to be sexy. He ain't got no shirt on. Where your shirt at? Man, you got cocoa beans. Those are cocoa beans.
I can't get no tattoos.
Me either. Join the club.
I'm gonna get some on my hands though.
I'm not drinking much today. I don't even think this club soda is any good. I might have to get the tonic water. But I'm just drinking making just a little bit of Smirnoff club soda, grenadine. That's about it. But come on in the lounge, y'all. Pour you a drink. My barista is just not been here.
She at work.
She's got another job at this time. She says she's going to try to.
She usually be off on Saturdays, but that's the day she usually leaves.
Yeah, so.
Usually missing the show.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about something that me and my co-host was building on. We don't have no viewers right now. Y'all pissing me off. Come on in, because I had to go.
Grammy and Jonathan and
Mama didn't know I was going live. Nobody knew I was going live. I told some people that I was. I tried to advertise it on Facebook, but I don't have a real big following.
Where's Nashika?
I don't know. I told them that I was going live, but I don't know. People, this is Saturday, 7:00. People probably still out and about. I put it at this time so that people, because they're going to be going out. I put it at this time so they at home getting dressed, getting ready for the night, resting up, chilling out. Just come into the lounge and chill for us before you go out, This is disgusting.
I would say, how is it?
It's disgusting because this is flat. It's club soda flat. It ain't no good. I'm pissed about that.
Tonic water.
It's too late. I done already mixed that up in there, so I don't know. You gonna pour you a drink, Dre Vybz? All right, so somebody probably gonna have to post this video because ain't nobody watching. Y'all suck. But I'm supposed to be on YouTube. I'm supposed to still be live on YouTube. So, if you are on YouTube, pound and click the like button, please. Okay? Huh? And subscribe to the channel. I only got 3 new subscribers in the past 2 months. So y'all making me look real bad here. But the show must go on, right? Because that's how you do. You build it. I'm learning because I'm not a podcaster. I I usually watch other people's podcasts
We gotta start
to get a general idea.
We gotta take our clips and we gotta start reposting them on our Instagrams and Facebook.
Yeah, I'm a
funny clips or whatever we talk about that's funny, or serious or whatever.
Okay.
We feel like that's important. We gotta.
You gonna get in the camera or?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We were building on something earlier last week or earlier this week. Or was it last week?
We started that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe it's about 2 weeks ago. We were building on one of the subjects that we do have in the Grio hat, but the odds of us pulling that might be slim. So we're just gonna we're gonna pull something else later, but we're gonna start off right now. Matter of fact, I need to run some ads for a second. I gotta, put some people on board on
free ads, by the way.
Right, I'm advertising for free. So if you got a business and something you want to advertise, let me know, because I'll get you one. I advertise your stuff, and I'll do the best I can. I'm still learning, so before we get started, we're gonna.
But hopefully, maybe
just get us some subscribers.
Give us a shout out.
All right. Yeah, give us a shout out. We'll advertise for you. I'll make a whole other, because I can only do videos right now. I don't know how to do. I can't do ads like ads. I have to make the video ads. By the way, Detroit Paulie also does soul for rolls. I just ordered me some today. I still have it down here with me. Left. The shit slapping. Soul for rolls. 31313 soul for rolls. All right.
Oh, you got one?
Well, I got the king burrito. I got the king burrito.
I could have got me one.
Mm-hmm.
I could have got me the what is it? Pizza egg roll. Oh
yeah, he got the pizza ones. He all out today. He sold out, but you got to put your order in because I think he's still doing Monday. Yeah, Monday. So I thought he was doing Monday.
Yep. Any advertisement, even if you're an artist, if you got music,
come on in the camera.
Come play your music. We'll play music. Anybody watching, but still, we'll play music, and hopefully you give us a shout out. We got one viewer. How you doing?
Well, I can't put the camera right.
It's all right. It's cool like this. I don't want to see the whole back. Anyways.
I see it.
Anyways, how you doing? Our one viewer.
That's probably my mama. Hey, mama. I don't know about this chat stuff. It says post a comment, but I don't. It doesn't give me the thing, because if somebody posts in the chat, that's what y'all do. Somebody post in the chat.
I'm gonna type a message, and
then we're gonna see your post gonna show up on the screen, because I'm just learning how to do that. So, but anybody that posts back, you'll see that on the screen. So anyway,
what's up, chat?
So yeah, what up, y'all? My one viewer, I appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in. Matter of fact, if you drop your Cash App, I'm gonna send you $100 just for tuning in. Tell your friends. I'm lying, but
I'll send you $100 request.
Right, because we need some money. I do have good news. I do have a camera that I can use. I just have to figure out how to upload it, to load it to the stream some kind of way. I know you can, because there's an option, but you got to have the right camera. I do think it's supposed to be HD 1080, something like that. Yeah, I think that's the requirements for the camera
that's
on here.
The highest one besides 4K, I think.
Yeah, so I have that. So I'm gonna try to use that so I can try to do multiple streams, because I need some people. All right, so we drinking.
Oh, I got to finish my drink.
We need to have some music going, but we're going to talk about dreams. And the type of build we're going to do is going to be just dreams that really, and they took one of my behind the scenes music.
I hope. We don't own the copyrights if they can hear my music in the back.
Yeah, we don't own the copyrights of anything you listening to. I listen to basically royalty-free music so that I don't get flagged. So that's what I try to listen to. But yeah, we're gonna
here.
Hold up. I don't know. You got to ask Grammy, can you have some of this? This is hers. I didn't buy this.
It's a couple bottles.
Oh. All right. Well, hold on. Let me, I'm missing something here. What am I looking for?
What's the dream song? Yeah. Story song.
Oh yeah, the story song. Which song would I gonna use though?
Excuse me.
Gonna talk about weird dreams. We're gonna use this. I'm gonna use this thing right here.
So we not adding on to our story. Talking about weird dreams.
Well, we just talking about dreams that just dreams period that just seemed like they were lucid. Let's talk about lucid dreams. We're gonna tell stories about lucid dreams or something similar to that. You know. So while I'm mixing drinks, trying to be the barista over here, I'm not really a big. I'm not a big mixologist as far as drinks go. I just, you add your shot of liquor, and I don't know what the tonic water gonna do, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You might have to open this, and this is hard to open because they might squirt everywhere. Go back over that way. Just be careful when you open it. It's hard to open. I mean, but it's still like real stuck. Like,
because it's like I can't grip it. Like that's
so. Meanwhile, dreams are something that we don't really have a detailed explanation for. I just know that there's certain types of dreams and there's certain parts of our sleep where we enter into a dream. I'm not going to break all that down because this isn't a scientific show right now, but you can't get it open still.
It's like I can't grip the top.
I might need to use my teeth. No, but I don't want to do it on camera. So, yeah, this,
just use it. You see?
Wait, it's going. Okay. The teeth, the good old teeth. If you got some strong teeth, use them. But when you get my age, you got to be careful because one of them can break. But anyway, that wasn't the song I wanted to use for my dreams. What other song could I use for my dreams? I'm just gonna put on any little thing right now for dreams.
This is another Intel Soul production.
I don't know what tonic water. Tonic water is quinine. Same shit you be drinking every day.
That's why when I drink it,
he's like, this tastes familiar. Yeah.
No, not familiar. When I drink the,
we're gonna talk about the quinine too.
I think I wouldn't when I drank the tonic water. I think we was on.
Did you see what I did with the cat? I think it went somewhere behind me. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Okay. But remember, I think I drank.
Oh, I put too much grenadine in yours. I'm so sorry.
I drank the tonic water on warmer.
There you go, sir.
And I told you I was like, what? Because I didn't know what it was.
Oh, you thought it was just water?
Yeah, you don't remember that? I think it was on warmer. I don't think it was over here yet.
Oh gosh, I can't get this top yet. All right. Okay, so I had a dream. I had a dream when I was 5 years old. And this actually was a dream that came up in one of my therapy sessions. And in this particular dream, what happened? Yeah, we're making a mess. Lord help him. Okay. So check this out. We got to get it cracking on the dream thing, right? So when I was 5 years old, this was the first nightmare that I had. And I was used to having dreams at that age. Most of my dreams kind of played out as, events of the day, or, I had a few dreams where I was in a real happy place, and, I dreamed about happy things for the most part. I kind of was a depressed child, my mama said. So I hadn't had any bad dreams as of yet. But at 5 years old, I had this one crazy dream.
You was a depressed child?
My mama said I was born depressed. Yeah, she said that I was born depressed because
that's so funny because I feel
she
like
was very depressed when she was pregnant. So she said that she felt that it bled into my
how did you
my
feel
energy.
when you was pregnant?
I was very happy.
Okay.
At first I wasn't though. Check it out. First I was a little caught off guard.
It's a long time. It ain't a long time, but it's a long time.
It's a long time, but I tried to stay happy because
because
I've always remembered my mother. Pull the chair. I've always remembered my mother telling me. I remember my mother telling me that I was born depressed. So I made it my business to make sure that I tried to stay as happy and focused and good energy when I was pregnant with my son, because I didn't want him to be born depressed. So I had a really, really good pregnancy. Honestly, I did. I worked throughout my whole pregnancy. I worked. I worked 9 months. I worked until 2 weeks before I gave birth. But so I wasn't depressed. But anyway, by me being such a quote unquote depressed kid, like my mama said, I I don't know where my dreams came from. But anyway, 5 years old. Check it out. I'm in the bed. I'm asleep. And the next thing I remember in this dream at 5 was I was being levitated, like I was being lifted up. I said levitated because I did not see anybody physically lifting me in the dream. So I was rising up in my bed, and then I remember looking at the ceiling, and then everything kind of went dark. And then when I woke up, I'm still dreaming. When I came to in the dream, I was a little blurry, but at 5, this is the best way I could describe it to you. There were these beings, these creatures, because I hadn't seen any scary movies to know what a monster was. The only thing I watched that had any monsters in it at that age was Scooby-Doo and Sesame Street. But I didn't know that Elmo and Grover and all them motherfuckers was monsters. I didn't know that. I thought they were stuffed animals at that age. I didn't know they were monsters. Yeah, until I got older. And so, I didn't have any recollection or any knowledge of a monster in this dream. So the best way I could describe it to my mother was it was these creature things with like Scooby-Doo looking mask on. They looked like creatures. I didn't know I can't describe what they looked like. They were things that I'd never seen before. I never had experience or any introduction to what a demon was. They just looked weird. I can't say they were scary. I just never seen it. So I wasn't really scared. What scared me in the dream was that the fact I could not scream, because as I came to and was looking at these beings, they had these dark cloaks on. Never seen that shit in my life except at church. But they had these dark cloaks on. They're like, they kind of look like monk robes almost. They had these long.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up the
dark long dark cloaks on. That's what they had on. Because I was so little, they seemed so tall and big. But as I was in the dream, I was put on this like moving table. That's what I told my mother. I didn't know what a conveyor belt was. I didn't know I said I was put on this thing, this like a table thing, and it had me moving. And when I went to the grocery store and I remembered the dream, I said, Mama, that's what they had me on what's on the grocery store, the belt that you put the food on and it moves up to the front. That's what I was on the dream. 5 years old, once again, had never seen any movies about any of the shit I'm talking about. So I'm trying to figure out where these images came from.
They had them long robes like that.
Yeah, just like that. I had never seen that shit, except, again, in Scooby-Doo shit. You know what I'm saying? So...
You said in church, too.
In church, yeah, because they choir robes. They like choir robes. They like long black choir robes. And that's what these people had on in the dream. I don't know what they were using, but they were sticking stuff in me and poking and prying me. And I just described them as, forks and knives, because I didn't know about a particular instrument that they use for surgery and stuff. I don't know what that shit was called, but this was my dream at 5. Are you listening to me? At 5 years old. Never saw an alien movie, never saw anything about monsters, never watched the news or anything like that. So I've been stuck with trying to figure out where did these images get in my head. So they're poking me with these things. I'm trying to scream, but I couldn't. I'm trying to call for my mama and I couldn't. I couldn't even move. In the place that I was in, it was so dark, but at the same time, it had a few bright lights that was like, when I looked around, I looked like I was in my grandmother's basement. That's the way.
0 viewers now. That's okay.
That's what it looks like to me, like I was in my grandmother's basement. Because it was so dark and it was dingy, and I was definitely scared of my grandmother. I was definitely scared of my grandmother's basement.
Welcome to the Grio Lounge.
Yeah, they're probably the same viewer, but still, thank you for still listening. So anyway, moving on. I'm on this table. I'm trying to scream. I couldn't scream. They poking and doing thing to me, and then all of a sudden, everything goes black again. And the next time I come, when it start getting, when I start coming back into the dream, I was looking back at my ceiling again. I was looking up at my ceiling. I was up close enough to see the ceiling. And then next thing I know, I just got like dropped down in my bed. And I could say I woke up, but I think I was already woke because my bed was shaking. My bed was literally shaking. Scared the shit out of me. That's when I called for my mother. I was able to call. I was able to get my voice back. I called. I screamed for my mama. She came in there. And I was trying to tell her about the dream in the best way that I could because it was my first nightmare. I had never had a nightmare before.
Were in the dream? Were you pinned down? Where is it like the sleep paralysis thing? Because that's a crazy experience that people don't talk about a lot too.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I wasn't in one of those situations until I got on that table. Like I said, I felt like the dream when I felt like I was being lifted out my bed. I was looking up at the ceiling and I was moving out the door. Then everything went black. When I came to, I was on this table. I don't know if I was strapped down. I can't recall seeing any straps, but I couldn't move. Mm-hmm. So something was keeping me on that table and I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. And I just saw these things. They looked like Scooby-Doo creatures is looming over me with these long black robes on. And they was ticking me with these, instruments, Now, when I got older, I counted it all as a dream until I got older and I kept questioning, like, I didn't see my first scary movie probably until I was about 7 or 8 years old. I didn't really know what a monster was, a demon was, or any of those things because my mother didn't let us watch that shit. Like, we basically watched PBS and we watched Saturday morning cartoons. But the only thing that I watched on Saturday morning that I remember that was anywhere close to being scary was Scooby-Doo. And that was all a joke because they were all people under masks. Mm-hmm. So I didn't take that as I wasn't scared of Scooby-Doo.
Nobody was ever scared.
I liked Scooby-Doo because it was a dog, Mm-hmm. So
and Shaggy was goofy, but he was high.
Yeah, we didn't know there was some weed.
And they really was all high.
We didn't know
not
Freddie,
even just weed. They was on
Freddie was a bisexual maniac. Now
they was on some psychedelic drugs. Mm-hmm. That's why they had the mystery van with the flowers all on it.
Yep, always hungry. Mm-hmm. Always got the munchies. Mm-hmm. So you got your kids watching Scooby-Doo because they got new Scooby-Doo
They were saying
mysteries.
Scooby snacks was edibles. That's what
Probably.
I heard.
They've been doing this shit for so long. We don't even know. They've been making edibles that we don't even know they've been making edibles for so long. Because they used to do that at parties and shit back then. That's how people used to get high. Don't know how they got high. They used to slip that shit in them cookies and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Talk about magic cookies. Mm-hmm. And so you can get on the magic school bus. Mm-hmm. Remember the magic school bus? That was before your time.
You used to be scared. See, that's what I don't know. We get off topic here because we ain't got no.
Where's my But we still on topic. We still talking about the dream.
But no, I was gonna go into a whole nother story. I was gonna, since we got to talk about magic cookies, I was gonna talk about my first time having eating an edible.
We can go in there in a minute.
And my first time eating an edible. It's funny because I don't think you knew. Maybe no, you knew I was sick. Yep, I remember.
Dre Vybz is my son. If y'all don't already know,
this is my first time eating an edible was I think and 2 years
grown.
ago.
He's 21. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. 2 years ago, so I was still grown. 2 years ago, I was 19. That's when I was working my first job. I was at Myers, and for some reason I don't know. I just. That's why when you found out I was smoking, I was trying to hide it. I didn't know. I felt like, but no, actually at that time, I didn't know how to roll weed. So that's why I bought an edible because I didn't know how to roll weed. So I'm like, I just want to get high. I don't know how to roll weed. I'm really just, and I was a beginner. So you know what they say about edibles and beginners. One, you're not supposed to eat a lot because, one, you're not supposed to eat a lot as an edible, taking an edible as a beginner. You're not supposed to eat a lot. And then two, yeah, that's really it. You're just not supposed to eat a lot because it's gonna trip you out. But So I was a beginner. I didn't know how to roll weed at all. I wasn't rolling swishers. I wasn't rolling woods. I wasn't rolling nothing. I had just started smoking. So, but I just was in the mood to get high. I had my own money. I was working. So I'm like, and I knew somebody that was selling. That was a close friend. So I'm like, I trust them. So let me buy something from them. Mind you, you didn't know I was high, but I bought an edible, and this is one of my craziest experiences. So I took the edible. I took a small little bite, like you supposed to do. But mind you, I'm used to smoking because I was a beginner. So when my first time smoking, I kind of felt it. You feel it as soon as you hit the blunt. Your first time smoking, you be like, oh, wait a minute. But edibles, because it's food, it has to digest before you feel it. So it take a minute for you to feel it. So I didn't know that because I was a beginner, and I wasn't taking it with nobody. So I didn't have nobody to tell me just that little bite that you took already was enough. You don't need to take no more, even though you don't feel it right now. It's gonna kick in. So I take the little bite, and I think 15 minutes go by, and I don't feel nothing. So it's funny because I'm like, I feel like I got ripped off. I'm like, man, somebody sold me
bullshit.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, somebody sold me a fake edible. I don't feel nothing.
That's how we say in Detroit. We be like, that man, some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that's what I did. I had Grammy. Nobody knew, so because I didn't feel it when I was out. So I had her take me to Little Caesars. I got me a little what was it? Extra most best pizza. Because I'm like, man, I'm gonna be high. I'm gonna be hungry. So by the time, and Little Caesars take a long time. So by the time my pizza was finished.
Well, that's in Detroit. We don't know about where y'all at.
Yeah. But by the time my pizza was finished, and I called the order in too. By the time my pizza was finished and I got home, I still didn't feel nothing. And by that time, it had been probably 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And they say that's about the time. Yeah, you can take it right quick. They say that's about the time, the edible take to kick in. It's about 35, maybe sometimes 20 minutes. However long it take you to digest. It was a brownie. Oh, but like I said, I just took a little bite.
You got to be careful with brownies because everybody be trying to make them.
What's crazy is edibles don't even do nothing for me no more. I don't know if I smoke too much now, but edibles don't give me the same time as that first time.
It depends on too where you get them from.
Yeah, it was good at first. That's what I'm gonna get back to it. But so I get back home, I got my pizza, and I still don't feel nothing. So I'm like, man, like I said, I'm really feeling like I got ripped off. So I'm like, man, let me take another bite. So I take a big chunk bite of it. Now I had two of them, and I only bit one, and I bit a little bit of it the first time, and the second time I bit more than half of it, so it was half of it left. And then it didn't take long, but shoot, I don't know. I'm wrong with mom. I feel weird saying this, but the first sign I feel like I knew when I was high. I got super,
paranoid.
No, not paranoid, but in the mood for,
fucking.
Yes, that was
straight
my first
fucking. Woo.
And it didn't feel like that though. I didn't feel like I was high. I just knew I was just super
horny.
And so I didn't feel like I was high. So I'm just like, okay.
By the way, those are the 3 basic side effects of weed. You're hungry, horny, and happy. Go ahead.
Yep, that is true for me. I don't know, or paranoid. That is for some people. They get super paranoid. They be like, man, who's that? What's that? Who was that? I heard something. What was that? I do know people that get super paranoid.
I only got paranoid when I was driving.
That's the type
when I
of
got
weed
paranoid.
you smoke.
I never got really paranoid, but when I was driving, no matter what kind of weed I smoked, I was paranoid. Because I don't speed. I always drive slower when I'm high.
Especially when you see,
and believe it or not, police
when you see actually, Crown Vics driving, and you don't really know if they police cars or not. But for now, for us, when we see them Explorers,
the police will stop
Explorers.
You too. If you're driving 30 miles or under, and it's like a speed limit 30 miles, you're cool. But if you go under that, they'll stop you.
Yeah.
Not if you swerving. You ain't got to be swerving. You ain't got to be doing nothing illegal. It's just that late at night,
I got stopped.
Depending on the speed limit, they know when to stop people. When you speed, a lot of people, when they high and drunk, they speed.
I got stopped.
A lot of people, when they high, they drive a little bit slower because they be paranoid. You be like, damn, you don't want the music too loud. You be like, cut that down. Shit, I want to get. Is that an ambulance? Which way it's coming? Is it coming this way? Where coming from?
Like,
oh my
man,
God.
I can't tell you turn your music now. You ain't disturbing the peace or whatever. They be my friend. I had a couple friends like, man, turn the music down. Here go the cops. I'm like, man, you ain't disturbing.
I'll be trying
peace.
to turn it down because I think I'll be hearing the ambulance and stuff.
But no, what I was gonna say, I got pulled over with my friend, his car, in Dearborn.
What?
Because this was David, and they let us go. He didn't get a ticket because he was swerving.
David,
he was swerving the potholes. David Van Zandt.
Oh, that's not the one. That's the father of the cop.
Nah, that's TJ.
That's Muhammad. Oh no, TJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
TJ. David Van Zandt. We was swerving. We was right on Warren.
I felt safe when you was with TJ.
We was coming from. We was coming
his
from the
daddy
wreck.
Was a cop. Because if he got stopped, he'd be like, "Man, let me call my dad, officer."
They pulled him over right by his house too, because they say he was speeding or something.
He probably was.
He was, but he was like, he called his dad because they got to harassing him though, and they was like, I can lock you up right now, and all he did was speed, and he was like, man, his dad was right. They was literally right. They pulled him over right by his block. He pulled over right on his block because they caught him right by. That's what people don't know. Ain't nobody watching, but if you recording, well, we is recording, but if somebody watched this, if you ever driving in Dearborn / Detroit, right on Warren, right, it's way before Telegraph, right on Pearson Street. The cops, the Dearborn police, they like to sit in this little ditch and they watch cars because cars they
called
do
a
speed.
Trap. That's a speed
trap. A trap. They speed all the time past there, and that's what he did. He got caught, but his street is right there. The street he stay on is right on the next street where they catch people at. So he pulled over into his street, and like I said, his dad is a police officer. So when they got to arrest him, he was like, "Man, I call my people so quick." He was like, "I call my dad so quick."
I know that's why I used to feel safe when I knew you was with TJ. I was like, well, at least his dad a cop, so if they could.
And his dad was cool though, so I don't know if it was just because he knew we was good people, and well, not we, but our friends. We wasn't no gang banging people or nothing like that. So his friends,
I used to call them the Cosby kids because they all look like one of the kids.
That was my other friends from middle school.
Well, they all used to look like some of the kids on the Cosby kids. That shit used to be funny too. What happened?
I can't hit this blunt.
Oh, okay. So why? Well, he coming back. I'm gonna put this back on Dre Vybz.
But yeah, I got to a whole other story. But I got pulled over with my friend David Van Zandt on Warren.
That's Ayanna Van Zandt's grandson. Do y'all know that?
It was a speed trap, but we wasn't speeding. He was actually swerving, and this was before any of us was smoking or anything. He wasn't high, he wasn't drunk or nothing, but it was potholes.
My son's best friend is Ayanna Van Zandt's grandson. Fix my life, lady. That's my homegirl.
Yep. We got over yours, but y'all gonna
trying to get her on the show one day.
But anyways, yeah, he wasn't high, he wasn't drunk or nothing. We was swerving through the potholes, and the police had seen us, and they pulled us over. They stopped, they flashed their lights, they pulled us over, and they was like, are you okay? You were swerving or a little bit. Are you, they asked him that. He was like, oh, I was just swerving through the potholes. They don't know that sometimes. So
hit the like button to the 0 person. Hit the like button.
When they just see swerving, they first assumption is, sorry, y'all, I'm getting an ashtray. But they first assumption when they just see somebody swerving is, are they drunk or are they high or something? So they pulled us over, and we was like, I think he was 17.
But just know, if you're driving too slow, they will pull you over. They do that to senior citizens all the time.
Drive, he just was swerving. He was swerving through the potholes. Warren's messed up, so they gotta understand when they see somebody swerving on Warren, they swerving through the potholes. Not all the time. Some people is drunk and high, but Warren is messed up. Warren is really messed up.
Yeah,
I don't understand because it's Dearborn. All the air people got money, so
my little thing real quick. One more time. You some of our people that I'm sponsoring for free. You got a business you're trying to promote, get out there. This is for small businesses only. Small businesses only. Small businesses only.
Small artists too.
Small artists too. You are artists. I might go live tomorrow.
Or if you got,
we have the bonfire. We have the bonfire tomorrow, so I might go live.
Whatever you got. If you got clothes, if you got whatever.
You do any kind of paint. You a playwright.
Artist.
You got a play coming up, a fashion show coming up.
Underground artists.
Come and let us, come tell me. I'll promote it.
Clothing brand.
I'm trying to get more views, y'all. I need
just
y'all.
shout us out. Yep, just shout us out.
Right, I need y'all to get y'all. I need to pound them likes, get us subscribed, because we really trying to get more people involved so we can get these stories out. I could tell my stories all day, y'all. I could tell stories all day. I talk all the time. But I'm go back to my dream though.
I was gonna say about the I ain't even finished my edible story because it was crazy.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the edible story.
Yeah,
but real quick about the dream, because ain't nobody watching no way. Y'all suck. I love y'all, but y'all suck. But
it's all recorded though. That's the good thing
about the dream. About the dream at 5 years old, I'm just confused. When I talked to my therapist about the dream, you know, she equated that with, you know, the fact that my mother and father had went through a divorce, and maybe I was feeling left out and abandoned, you know, and that maybe have been a reason for the dream. I kind of didn't ever think about that, so I gave her credit for at least offering that as a objective, you know, to look at as something I can look at. But it's still on my bucket list. I am considering hypnotherapy, meaning that I
gotta use a restroom.
Okay, I might agree to be hypnotized so that I can dig into this dream, man. I'm trying to dig into this dream. How does a 5-year-old know anything about what I dreamed about? Was a straight up abduction. When I got older, I began to watch shows like That's Incredible, Real People, Unsolved Mysteries, because they talked about being abducted by aliens. And as I began to understand it, I was like, how do these people, you know what, how these people don't really have a vivid details of what happened to them. They just know that there's time that they was missing. They had some people developed certain diseases or you know, irregularity shit that started happening in their bodies. But it played out like a dream. Because when all these abduction dreams, they weren't just walking down the street and then it disappeared. They ended up, you know, from being taken from their homes and shit like that. So I started to kind of say, well, was I abducted? And at 5, I knew nothing about kidnapping or an abduction or anything like that. I didn't know anything about that. I had no knowledge of an abduction at 5 years old. And I was trying to tell that to the therapist. Like, I don't understand still, how did I equate anything with my father being abducted? And I've never seen an abduction before. I've never had any fear that somebody was going to take me from my mother or that somebody was going to take me from my father. And my father was nowhere in his dream. So I'm not discounting what she said. I'm adding that to the list of possibilities. So I think the best thing for me to do, and I need y'all to tell me what y'all think, should I get a hypnotherapist and try to be hypnotized? Because I don't think I really can be hypnotized, to be honest with you. I don't think I can be hypnotized, but I'm not going to say it's impossible because I've never had the experience before. I've seen people who said that it's impossible for them to be hypnotized, and they were actually hypnotized. I just don't see myself because I do too much. I'm such a skeptic. People that's skeptic don't get hypnotized. Period. If you're a skeptic, you really can't. My story before we go, you know, but we're gonna take another break and go into Andre's story again about the edible, the incredible edible.
So yep, that's what I said. I remember I was that's the part I was at. So I knew I just got extremely, like I say, in the mood. Extremely in the mood for some.
He was horny.
Yep. And so I'm not gonna lie, at the time I was single.
He wanted some trim. What y'all call it? Cocoa? We
call it thrusting.
Thrust? They want some thrust.
Yep, that's exactly what it's called. Thrust. That's exactly what they
learn something new every day. That's the clip we're gonna put out there.
Because that's what you do. You in the thrust emotion. When you having.
So they don't say they want some pussy. They say they want to thrust. Mm-hmm. I like that because I never like when a guy. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, you good. But so I wanted that, but I didn't have it at the time. So I'm gonna be honest. I did what most men aren't honest about.
Like I wait. I ain't gonna go to.
I ain't gonna say it, but
I'm not ready for this. This is your mama. I'm not. You know.
We already know. They already know. Most men aren't honest about doing it, but I promise you, than majority of men do it. Especially teens. If you a teen, you do it.
You perverts.
If you a teen boy and you ain't got no, you do it. I know you do. You ain't.
He said, if you a teenager and you ain't got no thrust,
you're doing it.
You practice on yourself with a bottle of lotion.
Yes, you do. And that's just the facts. And even when
y'all disgust me,
it's not disgusting. It's because look, this is the thing.
Disgusting.
sometimes when you do it, it's not. Some people be like, "Oh, it's relieving stress," and it's with Yeah, that's true. But I feel like when you do it, you save the bother of hitting a female up. Sometimes going through sometimes
a female what?
Extra.
A female what? Cat, dog,
no,
squirrel,
a female,
a woman.
Yes,
okay,
woman. A woman.
Say woman.
You go through the trouble of hitting a woman up and whatever you got to go through. That sometimes you got to go pick her up and all this, and you don't feel like doing all that.
I'm not ready to hear this. Okay.
So you just do that. That's what I did, and after that, so mind you, I still don't know I'm high. After that, I get hungry. I'm like, okay, this pizza that I got right here.
That's a side effect.
This is the craziest I've ever eaten. I open a box of pizza. I'm grabbing every slice with both hands, and I'm just with both hands, literally just.
I did that once when I first had some ganja. When I first had my ganja, I went over to one of my friend's house, Antoine. Oh, where you at, Antoine? Come here. Anyway, Antoine used to sell, but he was trying to break away from it because he seriously was trying to work on being he wanted to be a police officer. He might be a police officer right now.
He was selling and being a police officer
because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a police force. He wanted to join the Mason.
I don't know.
He wanted to be a Freemason too. He was into that shit.
That's hilarious, actually.
He was into the Freemason thing.
You got to write that into a play.
Right, he was into Freemasonry.
That's not a dirty cop, but it's like that's just funny. It's funny.
So he was trying to get. He did eventually stop selling from what he told me, but he used to sell. I met him. Oh gosh, in my love. Whew, them days. I remember them days. But anyway, I had smoked. When you smoke ganja and you smoking with Jamaicans,
don't get to because I still gotta finish my.
These motherfuckers don't smoke blunts. Okay, they literally have cigars this size. And this long, the shit was this long.
Is a full cigar.
Okay, I hit that bitch like 3 times because we was in the front porch. He stayed over there on what you call, start with a C, Claremont, not Claremont, the other one. Oh God, he stayed 2 blocks from Claremont. Anyway, he stayed over there, and they had a big front porch outside.
Don't get guys. Upstairs.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go back to it. I'm just saying.
We ain't got no viewers.
The ganja, that's when I was off my shit. When I ended up eating like he had like a whole box of Doritos. I ate his whole box of Doritos. I ate the whole box, y'all.
Box of Doritos?
The whole box. He had a whole box of Frito-Lay Doritos in his kitchen.
Oh, like the party pack?
The little bags.
Yeah.
He had a whole box of he had a whole box of the 25-cent bags. I ate the whole box. But go ahead, I'm done.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so
the ganja. It was the ganja.
It was like I said, my first edible. Like I said, I was a beginner, so that's what it was, and I ate too much. So I like I said, I took the little bite. That was all I was supposed to eat. But like I said, I didn't feel it, so I was like, I thought I got ripped off, or I thought I had to eat some more. So I ate more than half of it. So when it kicked in quick, and I didn't know I was hot. Like I said, I got horny. Then after that, it was hungry, super hungry. Like I said, I was eating I was eating with both hands, like this, like both hands had a slice of pizza, and I was just eating both of them. And then after that, it just was straight downhill. Like it felt good for a minute. Then
you got scared. Like what the fuck is going on?
Scared.
What
I got
the fuck
sick.
is
I don't know
going
if you
on?
remember. That's what I was saying. It was
you
a
was
day.
throwing up.
Yep, you had.
I remember that. I remember.
You had rehearsal. You had people here. I had to take a cold shower, and that just was it was bad.
I remember.
And I was scared. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to die.
I was like, why was you throwing up? Are you okay? You sick? He's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was like, all right. That's crazy. When I had my first edible, I didn't get sick.
I was so scared. I was like, man, I was like, it was cold outside. It was like around March. That's when I had my job around 2019. It was around March.
I remember you throwing up. I remember that.
And I
remember the pizza too.
I was in the bathroom. No, I was in my room. And it was cold outside. And I'm like, man, I'm just about to walk to the hospital right now with no shirt and some shorts on. Because I just was so scared. That edible had me tripping because I ate too much. I was a beginner. Like I said, I wasn't even rolling weed. So I wasn't even smoking weed by myself. So if I was doing that for a little minute, then I would have ate that much. It probably wouldn't have tripped me out that much. But the fact that I was a beginner, I wasn't even rolling my own weed. I was only smoking with my friends. But like I said, I just wanted to get high, and I didn't know how to roll. So I just was like, let me buy an edible. And I didn't know about weed pens and stuff like that around that time. I could have bought one of them, but I didn't know. So I just was like, the only other thing I know is an edible. So let me get one of those. Like I said, ate too much. And yeah, I went on the whole trip. And that trip lasted about pretty much through the whole day and the night. Because I had work the next morning. And I still woke up like
I had
days. I was days.
My first edible. I was downtown. This was probably around 2010. Between 2010 and 2012. It might have been 2013. I'm gonna stick and say 2012. I was downtown with my friend Raquel. Raquel was working with red something red. She's working with a company that used to audition for movies and stuff. So they were having an audition downtown for KDZ. KDZ was doing a movie and he was hosting auditions. And she was red grape, something like, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember, it was red something. So anyway, she was down there hosting auditions. There's a lot of people down there. She's like, y'all need to come down here, come down here and chill with me, help me. There's a lot of people down here today. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go down there and see what it's all about. I'm a playwright. So I wanted to see these people that was coming to audition for his play. So I go down there. And was working at the door. I was taking people's, name and everything, and they were giving them the number and everything. And this white lady came up to the thing and she was like, she had a little, like a lunchbox, an igloo lunchbox thing. So I was like, I see you brought your lunch. You ain't playing. She was like, oh, no. These are my cookies. I was like, your cookies? She was like, yeah, I sell magic cookies. I was like, magic cookies? I was like, yeah, medicinal cookies. I said, oh. I was like, oh, okay, you do? She said, oh, yeah. I said, cool. I said, how much? She was like, 2 for $5. I was like, I could do that. 2 for $5. She said, now let me tell you something. These are
they cost way more now.
She said they're very, very potent. Because they wasn't big cookies, they was little ones. They wasn't like the big ones. They was a little regular size cookies.
I can't say that's what the person that sold it to me told me too. He was like, don't eat too much.
Yeah, she said these. She showed me her card. She pulled her card out. She said these are medicinal. She said these are not just, these have a lot.
I think mine was homemade.
She said they was homemade, but she was telling me that was medicinal, meaning that she had, a certain amount of weed in there, whatever they call it, THC, whatever it was. She said, so only take a little bit at a time. I was like, got you. This ain't like.
Yeah, I can't.
I was like, got you. I said, no problem. So I ate like a little tiny piece, and I was then like most people. I didn't feel nothing, and I had another little piece, just a little piece. It wasn't even a whole half a cookie yet. It was like almost a half a cookie. So I didn't really feel anything. I was like, okay, I'm about to check out. Got in my car, ran down Grand River. Sun was out, was blazing. It was beautiful. Exactly. Music was on. I was like, man, I feel good right now. Man, this is all right. Sun was out. And you know how you see movies and the cartoons where people be high and they have all the rainbows and unicorns be floating around. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh, look at this beautiful sun. Oh my gosh, I felt so good. By the time I got home, the closer I got to home, the more weird it got. I got a little paranoid. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling too good. I don't feel shit right now. I don't feel nothing. Like I really couldn't feel anything. I was so high, I couldn't feel nothing. I was like, oh God, I'm so high right now. You wouldn't remember. You was probably about 10 or 11, but you was at home. Everybody was at home. I came in the house.
Like I said, time you told me you smoked, but remember, for some reason I didn't remember that you told me.
Right, I went straight to my room. Right, I was sitting on my bed and I'm just feeling crazy, like I can't control what the hell going on. So I'm like, this shit is real. I called Rodney. Rodney was down there. I called Rodney. I said, Rodney, how you feeling? Did you eat one of them cookies? He was like, hell yeah. I was like, how you feel? He was like, man, I feel good. I was like, you don't feel weird or funny? You don't feel? He's like, man, I gotta smoke with Rodney. Rodney said, girl, I've been smoking all day. I don't know what I'm feeling high on right now. I was like, well, I ate that cookie because I didn't smoke anything. I ate that cookie and I'm like, something ain't right. I was like, something just ain't right. Rodney was feeling good. He was okay. Rodney. I was like, you know what? I don't know what's going on. So I was sitting on the bed. You came in the room while I was sitting on the bed, and you.
What did I do? Did I ask for something?
You was talking. I don't know what you were saying. You just was talking. Mama, I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking to myself, Lord, I don't know what this boy's saying. What is he talking about? I don't know what he's saying. And so I stopped you. I said, Andre, I just said, baby, Mama feeling funny right now. I can't understand nothing that you said.
And that probably scared me. And
I said, I gotta lay down for a few minutes, and then then I'll be all right. Okay.
You remember what I said?
You left out the room. You was like, okay, you just left out.
That probably scared me.
I crashed for like 2 hours. But when I woke up, because when I came home, it was like about 7 o'clock. The sun was still out, but it was about to set in a little while. Mm-hmm. So I slept for like 2 hours. I woke up, it was like 9 o'clock. And I woke up, it was dark outside. I thought I had slept the whole weekend. I thought that it was Monday, and I thought that it was Monday night. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta take my son. I didn't even take my son to school. Oh, what time is it, man? I went in the living room. My son was watching TV. My mom was watching TV. I was like, what time is it? She was like, it's 9 o'clock. I was like, I gotta take Andre to school. She was like, what? I was like, wait a minute, what day is it? She was like, Saturday. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God! I thought I had slept that Sunday,
was like what happened,
and I thought it was Monday. I was like, oh, I needed that sleep though. Mm-hmm. But I felt so good. Get that sleep. After I calmed down, I was like, oh, I would never eat another. And I still had a whole cookie. I had a whole nother cookie and a half.
I said I never smoke it. I was like, man, if I get through this, I was like, I never smoke weed again. I was like, I never looked at weed.
That was my first edible, though. That was the first time. And I've had other edibles that did kick in, and I had something like them Cheetos wasn't shit. Mm-mm. Them Cheetos wasn't shit.
Actually, no, I'm lying. Them Cheetos actually made me feel good. I didn't. The hot ones.
I didn't get nothing from the Cheetos.
Well, maybe I ate.
I had some popcorn. That shit was that shit was potent. The popcorn, you can only eat a couple corns.
But I
still got the glass in there. The glass was about this big, full of popcorn. Popcorn was banana. It was banana flavored. It was so good. You didn't even know. If you was a kid, you would just not have even tasted anything. It was so good.
But my edible, that it kind of made me feel like I missed because I thought I missed the whole day of work. Because remember, when I was at Myers, I was working the morning shift. We was getting up at 5:30 in the morning or something like that. And when you wake up in the morning, because I woke up like before it was time for me to get up. I woke up at like 4:30 because after I had threw up and took a shower, I went to sleep for like the rest of the night. So that was at like when I threw up and took a shower, it was at like 8 o'clock. Slept till like 4:30, and I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I missed work. And then I just looked at to check my phone. I was like, okay.
Yeah, them edibles, it depends on who make them and where you get them from. At least the lady told me.
And your tolerance too. It's your tolerance. Because like I said, when you're a beginner, do not eat a lot. Please don't. If you ain't rolling your own weed and you ain't smoking your own weed every other day, or at least I say consistently, if you ain't
I was already smoking, so it wasn't like I hadn't smoked. I just never had an edible before. So that was like my first time, and I was like,
because once I feel like I started smoking and started rolling my own weed after I take edibles, now I don't know. Maybe I ain't getting it from the right place. Maybe I need to make my own or something. But they don't give me the same. Because that first time it was a trip. It was
because you have to really measure it out. When you got people that be just making the funky ass brownies, be careful because some people don't know how to make edibles. My friend Nikki got sick eating a brownie edible because they did not use canna butter or the Rick Simpson oils. They just put the weed, crumbled it up, and put it in a batter. That shit will make you sick. You cannot eat edibles with something. So before you eat, when you taste the brownie, make sure you open it up and look at it. Make sure you don't see no little pieces of marijuana because a lot of people do that shit. You'll get sick doing that. You won't get high, you get sick. And I had some friend of mine that gave me one that they made, and soon as I bit into it, I tasted the weed crumbles, and I'm like, and I spit that shit out. I was like, this ain't right. I shouldn't be tasting marijuana. So you should try to go to like people that you know that's been doing this. Don't go to no people that just started doing this shit. You know, wait till they get perfected. Once that shit get perfected, then you can you know, you can look out for that. But it's 55 minutes into we got 5 minutes left on this bitch because ain't nobody tuning in. If one person tune in before we hit 6 o'clock, I mean say 8 o'clock, I'll continue it. I'll keep it going. But you know, if not, you know, but get back into the story though, for real. And somebody can give me send me something and let me know what y'all think. At that age, do y'all really think that I was actually abducted, or do you think it was just a vivid dream of a 5-year-old?
I don't know. That's crazy. And we supposed to talk about the sleep paralysis.
Yeah, the sleep paralysis.
That's a crazy experience that I asked one of my friends. A lot of my friends say they have experienced it, but I've heard a lot of people relate it to the way you get out of it is saying Jesus' name. But for me, when I first experienced it, I experienced it. I wasn't grown, but I was about 17 or 16. You know, we wasn't in a church or nothing about that time, so I wasn't in no religion. But when I experienced it, it was crazy because I'm like, I know I was awake. I tried to get up and I couldn't move, and I was like, and it was just I was trying as hard as I could, and I couldn't move, and I was like, what in the world is going on? I'm awake. This
is what happens. Your dream, I
wasn't even dreaming though. This when I experienced it, I'm just saying
in your subconscious mind, in your ethereal realm, whether you recount it as a dream or not, in your ethereal realm, when you do sometime come back into, because this is your dream where even though you weren't dreaming, you had probably came from a dream you didn't know you had. You woke up.
Actually, I can't even say I wasn't dreaming. I just it was in the middle of the day. But most people say they experienced it at night when they wake up.
Yeah. What happens is when you dream, your spirit, your energy literally leaves, and it travels to what they call different realms, astral travel. This is how you astral project. Mm-hmm. You astral project, your energy actually leaves. Your subconscious is still intact, but your consciousness goes into a sleep state. So as your body,
watch the Insidious movies,
as your body,
they say the same stuff. It's like you gotta watch it.
Yeah, ethereal. As your body comes back and as your energy comes back and settle into your physical realm, you wake up at an awkward moment where it's trying to settle back in. So that's why you can't move yet, because it's like half your conscious and half your subconscious is like, you know, at the same time. So your energy trying to settle itself back in, so you can't move yet. So part of you wait, like you like, oh gosh, I can't move. I'm awake. You can't move. So you feel like some people say a witch ran your back, or they say it's a demon, because it feels wicked. You don't have to say Jesus. The reason why people say Jesus is because that's when you become aware that you can control it. No matter who you call, Jesus, Allah, your mama, your daddy.
I didn't say nobody's name. That's what I can say. That is a myth. I didn't say nobody's name. Because it feels wicked because you can't move and you know. I didn't say no. It didn't feel wicked. It just felt weird because I'm like.
So what happens is when that happens, when you feel it happening, don't fight it. Let your body relax. And this might even make you a little horny. As your body relax, you might get a little horny while it's relaxing. When it goes back into when it settles back, when the energy settles back, just let it settle. Don't fight it. Just let it settle. Don't fight it.
I fought it and I got through. I broke through it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you want to experience a true feeling of a awakening moment, when you don't fight it and you just let it, you just sit there and just let it wear off. You feel this real good feeling come over your body. It feels so good that you feel scared, but you can just learn how to pull that energy back in and welcome it.
See,
and that's don't fight it. I used to fight it with the same methods. I used to call Jesus and all that.
See, that's what I was gonna say. That's a myth because when I fought through it, I didn't call nobody. I fought through it just with my sheer, like I was just like, man,
because you're gonna break out of it anyway.
Yeah, I was just
as soon as you become aware, as soon as you become aware that you can control it and break out of it, you don't have to say anything.
I didn't know what it was, I just didn't fear it. That's why I felt like
I stopped fighting it when I did some research and listened to the metaphysicians explain it, I stop fighting it and I just let it naturally settle back down. As it settles back down, you become one. You feel that shit feels great when you connect, when your subconscious connect with your conscious mind.
I gotta try
it feels really good. So it's a scary feeling, but they got all kind of people call it witch riding your back, and it's the devil and all this kind of stuff because you can't control, so you get scared. The first thing you do is you feel scared. You feel like somebody's taking my ability to move away from me. You don't know that you actually can control that.
See, that's
you don't really know that you actually control that. So you actually making a connection, you waking up from the other realm, and your spirit is got caught in the crossfire. So you're like, oh shit, I can't move. That's because you got to let the shit settle back down. Let your energy settle back down.
I feel like that's why I feel like I'm different, because I didn't feel that fear when it happened. It felt weird. I was just like, what is this? And I had heard people talk about sleep paralysis when this had happened. And that's what it was. I feel like I knew what it was when it happened. Because I heard people talk about, you ain't never felt the demon on your back. That's what people always used to say. You ain't never felt the demon on your back, or you ain't never felt you ain't never used to have to say Jesus for you to move. And I was like, no. So when it happened, I was like, but like I said, we wasn't in a church or nothing at that time. So I just was like, I can't move. So it just felt weird. And I just was like, man, I fought through it. I just was like, man, move. Boy, what's wrong with you? Move.
Yeah, eventually you'll be able to get yourself back together with
that sensation that you was talking about. I haven't felt it. So maybe next time I feel sleep paralysis. It's been a minute though.
Yeah, it's like when you because every time you dream, your energy is leaving your body.
I know it's times when I get up and I don't feel like moving.
Yeah, your energy is leaving your body when you dream, when you sleep. So sometimes something can jolt you before you wake up fully. So you stuck in that loop. You like, oh my God, I know I'm woke. I cannot.
And you looking at what you look at.
Right.
You looking at your ceiling.
Sometimes I let myself go back to sleep. Sometimes I just like, fuck it, I'm going back to sleep. I can't move anyway. So that happened a couple of times. I just went back to sleep. Like, fuck it, I can't move. I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
But that experience, I can see how people related to feeling something's evil, because it's like you looking at, like if I fell asleep right here and I felt it and I fell asleep.
Because it feels like looking at that wall. I would be looking at that. Outside. It feels like somebody's holding you down and you can't see it. So because you can't see it, it feels evil. Like I can't see. Who is not letting me move? What the? And you try and and it's been dreams. It's been dreams. Them time of dreams when I literally like I can hear my throat, but my mouth not moving. Like what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I be trying my best to cuss because I'm like, I don't want to do this right now. Whatever it is,
we went over our hour, but it's
we over our hour. Yeah. Whatever energy is in here, I be trying to speak it like, get the fuck. I don't want to do this right now. Fuck what the fuck. So sometimes I try to speak it out if I don't want to go through it. Like I'm not finna do this right now. I don't want to chill. I just want to get to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm just like, fuck over. I talk a lot in my dreams too, and I know when I talk in my dream because I hear myself trying to literally make my mouth move to say what I want to say. I feel that when I'm sleeping. I'm like, I'll be cursing like, get the fuck, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking nerves, you bitch. I'll be fussing at somebody usually when I be talking in my dream, like, what the fuck?
I've had some friends that's like the same age or younger. I don't know if it's because of what you go through or whatever, but they told me they haven't experienced sleep paralysis yet. And I asked them, I was like, you ain't never woke up and you just couldn't move? And I was like, no, man, what weird? Because I was the same way, but I was younger though. I was like 14, 15 when kids asked me about that stuff. And I was like, no, I ain't never felt.
My friend was telling me about,
what is you talking
and that was another thing, because I don't know if I could talk to the psychologist about this, because it is based on how they, it is based on what some psychologists have studied about how they introduce bad dreams to little kids in this country and in the world. They said some of the curtains that they make have a certain type of particles in it. Has some type of particles in it that can cause nightmares in children. Some of these curtains that they make can cause nightmares in children. I was reading about this and my friend was telling me about it. I said, I wonder, was that the thing in my room? I said, we didn't have any children curtains in my room though. The curtains was those basic Baroque curtains that everybody had back in the 70s, those shiny curtains that everybody had. You know, everybody had them kind of curtains back then. So I don't know how if that played a role in that too, but they was talking about the sheets, kids character stuff. They said it does something to the mind and causes nightmares.
For me, it was
so
never the
that's something
stuff.
I gotta think about too. That's some shit that I forgot about.
But it was the old. For me, it was the old stuff. When I was a kid, the older stuff used to just be spooky to me. It didn't matter if it was. If it was just old and dusty and I know they say I watch a lot of like scary movies and stuff, and they say, you know, spirits can hang on to certain items or whatever if they were attached to it.
Energy.
Yeah, and but you know, they say it's like some energy is bad, and you know, if it's bad energy attached to it, you can feel different things when you look at it and when you touch it or certain stuff or whatever. But when I was a kid and I used to see certain stuff in my in Grandma Bernadine house and maybe even Papa house, certain old stuff, I used to be like, it don't look right to me, and it feel weird when I look at it. And some stuff used to spook me out. And I don't know if that was just me being a kid, because I feel like some kids find certain stuff spooky. Like for me, I never found clowns scary, but a lot of kids when I came up, they used to be like, man, I'm scared of clowns. What? I hate clowns, but
Pennywise.
I don't find
Pennywise was a motherfucker. If you ever watched Pennywise,
for my generation, Pennywise wasn't out. You know, Pennywise. They got.
I'm sure their mamas watched it.
It came out in what 2000.
I'm sure their mama watched that
something.
Pennywise. I'm sure their mama did.
They probably did, but I don't know. I just was never scared of clowns, and that just was. I always found clowns stupid and goofy. But a lot of kids came up and they was like, "Man, you don't pull up no clown around me." And we used to go to some of the kids I went to school with. We used to go to the Soul Circus. I used to hate when clowns used to come. I don't particularly care for clowns. I'm not scared of clowns. I just, when you read the history of clowns and what they represent and how they mock black people, that's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like clowns. The whole history of clowns, you know, the afro, kid, though, like, the big nose, the big extras, exaggerated lips. That's all, you know, what they call that. What do they call that? Not just Coon and Buffoon. It was an era that they used. Vaudeville. That's that vaudeville shit. Clowns come from the vaudeville era. Vaudeville is where they used to, you know, make fun of black people and with the black face and the big exaggerated lips around the, you know, they used to, you know, and they would tell stupid jokes like, "Hey there, Claude. How you?" There was white people acting like they was black. They wasn't paying homage to us. They was mocking us. And they were getting, you know, that's what they call vaudeville. But that's what the clown era. I think maybe slightly before vaudeville, they had the clown era. They was the afro. They just made the faces white. Mocking the Mexicans too. Fit all them 30 people in one little tiny car. That's funny, but it ain't funny. Yeah. I'll take that back. That ain't funny because I don't want us to get struck down. That ain't funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But there's always been.
But I just was never scared of them though. A lot of kids they scared in that they had fear for them. I just never had that.
Have you ever like?
But I can see how kids look at them.
As far as energy goes, like anybody like you ever seen any or felt any weird presence while you were wide awake, not even sleep, nowhere near sleep, lights on, everything's on, and there's a shadow that just appears, or there's a looming, there's something that enters your energy field, and it's like, whoa, I just felt that.
I don't think never on Warmer, never on Greenview, never on Martindale, but until y'all told me something here, until y'all said somebody died in this house, and until y'all say y'all feel the energy, I feel like I feel it now sometimes at night. I don't like, for me personally, because I feel like I feel it sometimes. Whenever I go and make something in the kitchen, and I always make sure my door open and I got something playing on my TV. I just hate sitting in silence because I feel like I can feel it more, and when I feel it, you get that chill. It's just like I don't like it, even if it might not be evil or dark or whatever, but it just be like I'm trying to stay, I don't want to.
Well, someone died in this house before we moved in.
That's what Grammy told me too.
An older man, a gentleman. So we've all seen it. We've all seen his shadow.
I haven't seen it, but I felt it. I felt it, and I've heard stuff. He likes to, and you know the difference between the house settling and when you hear stuff move, and when you in the kitchen, you could definitely tell the difference. Or when you sitting in here, you could tell the difference between the house settling and when you hear something move.
I see him from time to time. He is the shadow. I don't see a ghost or apparition. I see the shadow. The shadow will move. I don't want to see no shadow. The shadow moves right. I have my door open.
If you can hear me, sir, I don't want to see no shadow.
My door be open, and he'll slip right in there, look like he looking at me. He see me because you can see me sitting in my room, and I see him coming there. He coming. I say, listen, not today, my friend.
Sir, if you here, I don't want to see you. I'm good enough for just feeling your energy because I feel it at night when everybody's sleeping. I go in the kitchen to pour me a glass of water. I'll be like, yeah, let me go turn. Or even when I make something to eat, I'll be like, let me go turn some on my TV because I feel that I don't.
Yeah, I see his shadow. I always see.
But I never felt it.
My mother felt him.
I never felt it until y'all.
She felt him touch her. She felt him touch her a couple times. I think she was in the basement. She felt him touch her. I think I did once felt the touch, but I definitely speak to him. Should we have a thing, to get him out the house or whatever? He's virtually harmless. He doesn't cause any trouble. I think he just lingering on because he want to see his daughter. She did come by last year to put some flowers out, or year before last, put some flowers out to remember him. I told him that. I said, your daughter came by, put some flowers out. You can go outside if you want to. You can see him. Huh? Yeah, he died in the bathroom up on the third floor. He died in that bathroom. But I feel him in the kitchen though. He's all over the house. He's all over the house.
I never feel him in my room, even if I don't
but
have
he
the
likes
TV
to
on.
come and he likes to come and slide in right there because it'd be looking like somebody walking past.
Maybe that was another room or something.
Yeah, I'm like, not today, my friend. I say, nobody, ain't nothing to look at.
I never feel them in my room.
I'm not naked.
I never feel nothing in my room.
But I talk to the energies, and if it's something that feels wicked, then I'm definitely finna sage your ass the fuck up out my house. But he's virtually harmless. He doesn't cause a lot of problems. He will touch you to let you know he's here. Like, hey,
feel no touch either.
I'm here.
Like I say, if you listening, I don't want to feel no touch. Don't touch me. I
know. 3 years, he should have realized that he's supposed to be gone.
Well, if he tuned in and listened to me talking, he might have gotten the idea that he can ascend where he want to go. I don't know if he just don't want to leave just yet, But I think my great grandmother stayed around me for a little while, because I was the only one in the family to dream about her. Like the dreams used to be so vivid. And the last time I dreamed about her, I think that's when she decided to move on. Because I think she was trying to tell me something. I think she was trying to wake me up because she was the reason why we ended up in the church. And I think she was trying to tell me something that I needed to know. Well, my grandmother was a super Christian.
But she said shit all the time.
Well, she was really into the church, but I think that she was trying to get me to wake up. That's a whole nother story. I'm going to tell that next week if you guys tune in. Nobody's watching right now, so I am not going to hold y'all up and keep this thing dragging on. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and end this. We're going to go ahead and end it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Come check us out next week. I'm trying to get some guests on. I'm trying to get some more sponsors. I'm trying to get some more subscribers. Y'all got to hit that damn like, subscribe, and check us out.
Or you are one viewer, Grammy?
I don't know.
Or you are one viewer?
I don't know. I don't know. But
so
check us out.
We got another viewer. It wasn't Grammy.
Well, thank you. Else. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is our official theme song.
And if you do come in, can you please type in the chat? I typed in the chat. I said, "What's up, chat?" So if you come in, if you type, we can talk with y'all in the chat.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see y'all next week. Peace and blessings. And remember, you got a story, we listening.